Straight ahead on WBKB News at 11, friends and family gathered as part of a worldwide candle lighting to honor children lost too soon. Plus, Christmas music filled the air as the Alpena Symphony Orchestra presented its annual holiday concert, and local police officers helped make lots of children excited for the holidays. We'll have those stories, plus your local weather and sports. WBKB News at 11 starts now.
From Rogers City to Tawas City and all points in between, this is Northeast Michigan's award-winning news team. Your source for news, weather, and sports. We are WBKB News at 11.
Family and friends united not only in Alpena but around the world tonight to celebrate the life and memories of children who left this world too soon. Good evening, I'm Ashley Reed. Karen McCormick lost her 19-year-old daughter Claire 11 years ago when she was hit by a car. 8 years ago, McCormick helped form a group called Remembering Our Children. That group sponsored a candle lighting tonight for grief support.
Especially at Christmas, you know, it's a hard time for everybody that's had a loss, but when it's a child, it's just, there's nothing that can compare to that.
Families gathered at St. John's Church in Alpena to light candles at 7 p.m. sharp in remembrance of their children who have passed away. The gathering was part of a worldwide candle lighting, a gift to the bereavement community from the Compassionate Friends that creates a virtual 24-hour wave of light as it moves from time zone to time zone. This was the 17th annual worldwide candle lighting in the 8th year here at Alpena. Over 100 children's names were read in recognition.
We all know the reason that we value so this flame. It's a commitment to each other to remember every name.
After blowing out the candles, family and friends released white balloons accompanied by 2 large lanterns into the sky to remember their children who have died but will never be forgotten. And Christmas music filled the Alpena High School auditorium this afternoon as the Alpena Symphony Orchestra presented its annual holiday celebration concert. The orchestra was conducted by Crooked Tree Arts Center member David Saltelli. The last 3 years, the concert has also incorporated the Alpena High School Concert Choir. The orchestra and the choir combined to present a variety of Christmas music, modern and traditional.
It brings the community together. It's beautiful. The women are dressed up on stage, the men are in tuxedos. The music is beautiful, and the musicians spend weeks and weeks and weeks in preparation.
Goki says the turnout this year was very good. They ran out of tickets, but that didn't mean they ran out of seats. Organizers improvised, making more tickets out of pieces of paper. All money raised goes toward running the symphony. That includes the cost of bringing more musicians into Alpena, the cost of the music, and the cost of the venue. The symphony is always in need of musicians, so anyone in the area who can play an instrument is encouraged to join. And children in Alpena felt the spirit of giving yesterday. Local law enforcement officers were paired with area children who were pre-selected and referred by the Department of Human Services to shop together for the holidays. The Shop with the Cop event is put on by the Alpena Police Department, Kmart, and DHS, and this is its 10th year running. Police officers and Alpena High School DARE role models took to the aisles of Kmart with the selected children to cross items off their Christmas lists.
It's beneficial for us.
For everybody.
For everybody. We want people to know that that's part of our job too as police officers. Not only are we here to serve and to protect them, but we want them to be safe, and we want them to have a good Christmas. And that's part of our job as well. Our community services is just phenomenal.
19 children were able to participate this year. That's more than ever before. The day started with breakfast and a visit from Santa, who passed out gift cards to all of the children. Lynn Energy made a donation allowing each child to receive a $50 gift card. Children were encouraged to shop for their siblings in the spirit of giving, but could get something for themselves with leftover money. Officers and the AHS DARE role models then helped the children wrap the gifts to prepare for a special Christmas. And the Vietnam Veterans of America and Alpena are trying to raise money and collect toys for their Toys for Kids program. The group held a benefit for the program yesterday at the American Legion Post. There was music from the Roadkill Band, hot dogs, a bake sale, and a Chinese raffle. The vets say their collection shelves are bare, so they are out doing events to raise money. Toys for Kids started in 1992, and this year the need for donations is greater than ever before.
The organization of the Vietnam vets, the Operation Holidays, they don't want to see any child go without for Christmas, so it's very important that we take care of the children, and our community is just wonderful because our organization, what we take in from the community, we give back 100%.
This year, there are about 1,500 kids in Alpena, Alcona, Montmorency, and Presqu'île counties that need toys for the holidays. The vets already had to cancel 2 gift wrapping sessions this week because there were no gifts to wrap. Those who want to help can drop off new toys or monetary donations at the Vietnam Vets office next to Neiman's in Alpena. Christmas bazaars have been a hit as the holiday season continues to get closer and closer. LOI Elementary School in Alpena held its 30th annual Christmas bazaar and bake sale yesterday. There were 66 crafters this year from all over Michigan. This bazaar is very important to the school as it is the top fundraiser of the year.
It's been great. It's been a great year. We've had a great turnout. Crafters been great. Bake sale was great. So we look forward to next year.
We're happy.
Lockhart says more than 2,000 people came through the school's doors yesterday. All of the money raised goes to the school for field trips, playground equipment, computers, and whatever else teachers need. Organizers say it not only helps the school, but also the participating vendors and their families. Well, coming up next on WBKB News at 11, police in Lansing are investigating what they are calling a double murder-suicide. Plus, if you've ordered Christmas presents, they may arrive a day or two late due to dangerous driving conditions. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. In state news, police are investigating what they are calling a double murder-suicide. Police got the call around 7:20 p.m. Thursday to the 700 block of West Saginaw in Lansing. When they arrived, officers say they made an emergency entry into the home. That's when they found Randy Keith, 52, his wife Christine Keith, 37, and her son Isaac Miller, 14, all dead. Police say Randy shot and killed Christine and her son, then took his own life. Looking through previous court records, a restraining order was filed against Randy by Christine in April of 2013. There was also a long history of violence dating back to 2008 in a statement Christine had previously made to authorities. In it, she writes how Randy physically abused her and even threatened her on multiple occasions to kill her and himself. Those records also show at one point Randy was admitted to a psychiatric unit for violent and suicidal behavior. Neighbors say Christine had other small children who weren't in the house at the time of the shooting. Investigators are still working on the case. In your Money Watch, the latest job report from the Department of Labor shows a 4th straight month of solid hiring. 203,000 jobs were added in the month of November. Unemployment has fallen to a 5-year low of 7%. The positive financial data could mean the Federal Reserve will move to scale back its support of the U.S. economy. The central bank has been buying $85 billion a month in Treasury bonds and mortgage-related assets since September of 2012. Former Goldman Sachs trader Matthew Taylor has been sentenced to 9 months in prison and a payment of $118 million in restitution to his former employer after pleading guilty to $8.3 billion in unauthorized trades. And severe weather in the middle of the country is causing shipping delays right at the height of the holiday shopping season. Walmart had its truckers take extra goods to stores ahead of the storm, while Amazon and FedEx are notifying customers that dangerous driving conditions may mean packages arrive a day or two late. GasBuddy.com and AAA of Michigan put together state and local gas prices. The highest price for gas in Alpena is coming in at $3.22. That's at Standard Express. The lowest is $3.21 at Admiral. Across Michigan, the highest gas price is $3.67 in Drummond Island, and the lowest price is coming in at $2.92. That's in Detroit. There's still much more to come on WBKB News at 11. Jeff Kolb will be in with a look at sports in some very cold temperatures here in Alpena and across most of the country. I'll let you know just how cold it's going to get. Stay tuned for your weather forecast. Welcome back. It's time now for a look at the weather. Some pretty cold temperatures here in Alpena today. The high we hit was 19 degrees, low was 8 degrees, quite a bit lower than our average temperatures on December 8th. The normal high is 34 degrees, normal low is 21 degrees. However, our record high for this day was 57 degrees. That was back in 1946. Record low was 8 below. That was back in 1976. Sunrise this morning was at 8 a.m. Sunset tonight around 4:52. And going into our current conditions here in Alpena, it's currently 25 degrees, but with that southeast wind around 12 miles per hour, it really feels like 11 degrees out there. As you can see, our wind chills across the state. Here in Alpena, we're at 14, Rogers City 21, Oscoda 19. But moving over here into the UP, Escanaba at 1, Iron Mountain 7, and Ironwood 2 below. Taking a look at our satellite and radar, you can see a lot of snow coverage. All of that precipitation is moving in from the west. And going into tonight, We will see snow showers up to 3 inches of accumulation, 25 degrees for the low. Southeast winds around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Moving into tomorrow, snow is likely mostly before 9 a.m., 30 degrees for our high. West winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then into tomorrow night, mostly cloudy. Low is going to be quite a bit more chilly, 12 degrees. West winds around 10 to 20 miles per hour. However, we may hit wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. And taking a look at our week ahead in our extended weather forecast, Tuesday we're going to have a 50% chance of snow showers. Wind chill values could get as low as 1 below, but that high will reach 23 degrees. Wednesday, 18 degrees for the high, 7 degrees for the low. Wednesday through Friday, we have a chance of snow showers. It will be mostly cloudy, and then Saturday, we'll go back up and hit a high of 32 degrees and a low of 13. And now it's time for today's photo of the day. Today's photo was sent in by Judy in Alpena. Judy says she saw these car tracks as she looked out the window. They were in the parking lot of CZ's Beauty Salon. She says she took the picture because she didn't think anyone would believe her if she told them that those hearts were made out of car tracks. Thank you, Judy, for sending us this photo. If you have a photo you would like to send us, just email a photo along with a short description to news@wbkb11.com. In your Health Watch, 50 years after the highly effective measles vaccine was approved, the virus is still killing more than 400 children a day worldwide. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says people infected overseas are coming to the U.S. and sparking outbreaks among unvaccinated people here. In 2013, at least 175 cases of measles were reported in the U.S., 3 times the year before. Canadian researchers say there's no such thing as being healthy and overweight. Some obese people can have normal cholesterol and blood pressure levels, but a new study finds that added weight still puts them at a higher risk of heart attack and stroke. And scientists at the University of Michigan found the sun can damage skin very quickly. They shined a low level of UV rays known as UVA1 on volunteers, similar to what we experience in daily life. After just 2 exposures, the rays caused a breakdown of collagen, which makes skin firm and smooth. Researchers say few sunscreen ingredients protect against UVA1. Most block UVB rays, which cause sunburns. And in national news, official services for former South African President Nelson Mandela will begin on Tuesday. But in his home country, the mourning and celebrations of his life have not let up since Mandela died on Thursday. CBS's Tina Kraus is in Johannesburg with the latest.
South Africans focused their usual Sunday prayers on just one man, former President Nelson Mandela. Mandela's ex-wife Winnie sat solemnly at one service. At another, his successor eulogized the country's first black president.
We're inspired by what he and his generation were able to do to mobilize millions of our people to engage in struggle to end the injustice of apartheid.
On the streets of Johannesburg, the darkness and silence of night were kept away by candles and the voices of Mandela's supporters. He meant something different to each one.
Nelson Mandela is my icon, is my hero, is my father.
Nelson Mandela, man, this is the man who fought for me when I was not born yet.
In Mandela's former home of Soweto, many people here say they haven't slept since he died. South Africans say this is their way of mourning.
He was an extraordinary man.
Kim and Selwyn Grimsley are paying their respects and hoping Mandela's legacy is more than sentimental.
And I think one of the things we really need to grasp now is how we move forward as a nation, how we really make the effort to bridge divides that exist.
Nelson Mandela is still bringing the world together. His funeral is expected to draw the largest number of world leaders in recent years. Tina Kraus, CBS News, Johannesburg.
Well, sports is coming up next, but first, Jeff Kolb is here with a preview of what's ahead. Lots of hockey this weekend, huh, Jeff?
That's right, Ashley. It's been a weekend full of hockey. We'll take a look at the first ever Battle on the Bay girls hockey tournament, and the Alpena Wildcats hit the ice twice. A recap of their weekend and much more as WBKB News continues. The ladies ruled the ice this weekend as all but 2 of the U19 girls hockey teams in the state filled Northern Lights Arena, but the hometown Alpena Warriors welcomed more than just opposing teams.
Girls hockey is continually growing.
That was clear this weekend as the Alpena Warriors hosted the first ever Battle on the Bay tournament. But with the Prisoners of War Missing in Action organization as its main sponsor, the home squad put most of the spotlight on a different team.
It was a perfect opportunity to combine hockey with saying thank you to the military members of our community and the nation.
On Friday, several servicemen and women were honored at an opening ceremony geared towards giving thanks.
It was fun to be able to go out there and drop the puck, especially knowing, my boys were in the stands and my husband.
We got to support the women who served in the military, and both of my parents were Marines, so that was really nice.
The experience leaving a meaningful impression on both the girls and the organizers.
Being able to give young people the opportunity to give back to the community and recognize the people who serve our country is an honor.
It was designed to expand the knowledge of our younger generation about the sacrifices that have been made.
And everyone lit the lamp when it came to making the honorees feel appreciated.
We don't look for recognition per se or experience. We do it because we want to. And to have the opportunity to be honored and to come out to an event like this is just great.
Warrior coach Jake Martin says several of this year's teams have already committed to come back next year. Lately, it seemed the Alpena hockey team has been in overtime all the time, but despite consistently being neck and neck through 3 periods, the Wildcats came into yesterday's game against Petoskey on a 4-game losing skid. That streak ending last night, however, not the way Alpena would have hoped. Second period, Cade MacArthur scoring a shorthanded goal to put the Wildcats up 1-0. Later in the period, Matt Tucker dumping the puck in the net, Alpena going up now 2-0. But Nick Gadowski scoring a pair of goals for the Northmen, putting the Wildcats in their 3rd overtime affair in the last 4 games. In the end, Alpena outshooting Petoskey 46-24, but walking away with a less than satisfying 2-2 tie.
It's not as fun losing, I guess, but it's right up there with it just because you're outplaying these teams and out shooting them or something, but you're still not putting the points up on the board and winning the games.
We came out, decent in the first period. But just that extra step to finish, that's all we need right now.
Before Friday, the ACC men's and women's basketball teams had combined for just 1 win, but the Jacks took care of business in a big way over the weekend. After starting 0-3, the ACC ladies are on a 3-game winning streak. The Jacks dominated Sioux College Friday and Saturday, more than doubling up the Cougars in points scored on the weekend. Saturday, it was Whitney Frazier leading the way with 13 points, with Amy Nowak right behind her with 12 and Anna Kershik adding 10 as the Jacks continued to build momentum.
We really needed these wins to get our confidence going. We really work together as a team. We've been working on that a lot. We're trying to focus on being a family.
We still have a lot to work on, and my girls are really understanding what I want out of them, and so at this point in time, they're trying their hardest to give me what I want.
The ACC men put their 0-5 start in the rearview mirror, also sweeping Sioux. The Jacks let a lead slip away Friday, holding on for a 3-point victory, but Saturday, ACC winning convincingly 83-46. Keon Bush leading Alpena with 16, followed by Scott Hicks with 12 and Trayvon Howard with 10. Although the team admits there's plenty of room still left to improve, the weekend sweep should help the Jacks continue to mesh together.
Everybody coming from different cities and stuff, so we're not used to playing with each other, but now we're starting to buy in and swing the ball around and play as a team.
This is the game we've been looking for. With the other team's a great team. We only got 6 players, and we spread the ball around and didn't get selfish, and it was a nice win.
Looking ahead to tomorrow night's high school boys basketball roundup, Alcona heads to Atlanta to open the season. Out in Hale, the Eagles take on the Rogers City Hurons. Mayo will be at Augrey Sims, and Oscoda will hit the road to face Fairview. Also, Whittemore Prescott will head north to take on Posen, and Tawas will be visiting Gladwin. Those scores and highlights for you tomorrow night at 11. Yesterday, the Oscoda wrestling team finishing 4th at its own invitational with a duels record of 2-3, beating Boyne City and Saginaw Valley Lutheran. Grayling won the tournament going 5-0. Josh Ward and Amber Jackson finishing the day undefeated for the Owls. The Lions were at the Eagles today, where Mother Nature was singing, "You know what's cooler than cool? Ice cold." And it was very cold and snowy at Lincoln Financial Field. Third quarter we go here. Lions up 8-0. Jeremy Ross finding some running room and some smooth sledding. He goes all the way back for the touchdown. Lions up 14-zip. Then it's LaShawn McCoy in the fourth, though, finding some running room and going all the way to the end zone to tie the game at 14. Ross answering with a 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, but the Eagles plowing past the Lions, 34-20.
Well, coming up next on WBKB News at 11, being able to wrap presents well meant a big check for one contestant in the annual Scotch Tapes National Gift Wrapping Contest. Find out just how much she was awarded for her holiday skill right after the break. Thanks for staying tuned. The holiday shopping season is in full gear with 17 days to go before the big day. Purchasing the present is just half the battle. Wrapping those awesome gifts can also be very time-consuming and absolutely no fun. But 8 contestants who, believe it or not, actually get a kick out of wrapping took to the table with scissors and Scotch tape on Friday to take part in the 17th annual Scotch Tapes National Gift Wrapping Contest. The event was held at Celsius in New York City's Bryant Park. Wrapping boxes and bikes, a go-kart, and a paddle boat, these contestants had to make it look sharp, and their technique was also being judged. There was only one winner. Patricia Zabata of Texas won first place and left with a check worth $10,000.
Some of those gifts sound pretty
difficult
tough
to wrap.
Yeah, some tough angles there. The bike, I think that would be pretty
and
tough
what
to
did they say,
wrap.
a kayak?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know how you would do that. Are you
I
good at wrapping?
I'm not sure. It's been a while. So I do give gifts. That's not to say I don't give gifts. But I know next Sunday I think we're going to get some experience wrapping
yeah, we
gifts.
are.
So
all of us here at the station are
that'll
going
be a
to be
nice
wrapping
test for
presents,
us,
so we'll see how you do.
We'll see. And remember, you can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on more news items online.
Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
Or add us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBKBTV.
That will do it for tonight's show. Kelsey Fabian will be back here tomorrow morning on 11.3. Have a great night.